Okay, 11:57 a.m. Sunday, September 28th, 2025. Elon Musk is not a fucking pedophile raping young women. Elon Musk is a closet homosexual. Sorry, Elon, but let me save you on this constant brutality they're doing to you. Elon Musk is a spy, and he's actually in your college textbooks remembered as, think of that Dark Entry song like Bauhaus. It's an awesome song. Elon is awesome for what he did, but it was dark. And he has been scared shitless. Sorry, Elon, I will never talk about your sexual preference again. But when they start saying you're a pedophile, raping little girls, I gotta stand up for you. Because Elon's not a pedophile raping little girls. Okay, you go ahead, Elon, do your spy work with all the other last neo-Nazi drooling, sucking blood, fucking white men on the planet. You go ahead. Okay, with all your millions of dollars, Elon, which you don't really have, but you are quite affluent. Yeah, you worked for it. You're highly intelligent. You got paid for what you did. It's fair, okay? That's justice. You accomplished because of stuff you work for. But your billions and billions and billions of Elon Musk dollars are fake, and everyone knows it. But go ahead and talk about that. Do your spy work. You run the world, Elon. Yeah, sure. But one thing you're not, Elon, is you're not a pedophile, and that's where I have to stand up for Elon. He's not a disgusting, anal raping little girl pedophile. Let's get all the little girls. Here I am, a perverted freaking white man. Let's go rape little girls. We have lots of money. No and no. And no, Elon Musk did not rape little girls. He's not even really into girls. Okay, I'm going too far with this, but I'll stop. You want to look at Elon's life, look at his women he's on record for dating, and tell me Elon's not a closet case, okay? And let's respect his privacy. Let's respect Elon's privacy. Let Elon go ahead and be a closet case the rest of his life, okay? I'll support you. I'll help you, Elon. Now that you're such a good spy, it shouldn't be hard to have a secret boyfriend. No, it shouldn't be, not for you. If it's God's will that I meet you, Elon, I don't know what it will be like because of stuff and things, okay? But if it's God's will, I would like to be your friend because God told me to be. And I am thankful to Archangel St. Michael and God the Father that he protected you, because when I got my cross out, that is more powerful than a loaded gun. And I prayed for your life on my knees in front of Archangel St. Michael. My little quasi-church altar I had here is all packed up now. My altar is packed up in those plastic bags. But when I did that, God answered that prayer, but it required Elon to do what he must do too. And some of it's just having common sense and staying safe, no matter what they say. So today, Elon is a pedophile. White man, rich man, pedophile, raping little girls. No, he isn't. Elon, we know you didn't do it. I can't put that in the title. All I can put in the title here is about the catastrophic destruction of New York City. Just put it again, that is being nuked. That's all I can say, so that's all you will read. Is really, really, really strong and big. What I'm allowed to say. The fact I'm even filming this took time ticking on the clock. And my point I was at with my creator, that my creator had to budge. If my creator keeps telling me not to talk, not to do this, not to do that, Everything is a no, 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 no. I do have a limit. Oh my God, yeah. And my creator knows that. My creator created me. Has anyone connected those dots? So my limit, my creator knows, oh shit, I'm pushing her too far. I created her. Okay, I have to push her. I have to push her. And as the clock ticks, see, we announce the time here. There's the time. As it ticks, ticks, ticks. What time is it, folks? Afternoon, 12. Eastern time zone's 12. So it is no fun for me in this terrorist compound. It has never been fun for me in here, okay? With everything I have been allowed to say happens, and all the other horrific things that happen that I'm forbidden from ever speaking about. This was not fun. I'm allowed to say the ex-wife. I put it back up. It's fantastic. Who picked it out? Jesus. It's fantastic. Jesus picked it out. Bam, bam, bam. He picks them all out directly there. When he picked that one out, I was like, what is this? Okay. I kept asking 3 times. He said, yes, yes. Click this, and I wanted to watch it. And then I finished up my British detective. I was watching the end of the last season. There's like only 2 seasons of Winley. And he says, start watching the next wife. So it was time. I can't say what was happening here. I can't say when I was watching it. It was recent, but fantastic. Excellent, okay? Just fantastic. Bravo, okay? Ex-wife, bravo. Bravo, bravo. Standing applause. Okay. So I'm really limited here. I'm so glad to be saying anything to anybody who might hear it. The isolation and terror I go through every fucking day is, I don't know how I'm doing it. I pray on my knees every day. I get on my knees every day and I pray. It's becoming a real issue with my creator. He tells me, don't talk about praying. Don't talk about angels. Don't talk about Jesus, because the countries Japan, Russia, Germany, US, and these handful of devil men out of the Middle East, Muslim terrorists, are paranoid beyond probably a word that I can recall, but how do I emphasize this? They're paranoid beyond cosmos of Jesus and angels. And it's so paranoid that I can't even talk about praying and how I get on my knees every day. But I know I'm doing what is expected of anybody on the earth when you're in a situation like this. Is what are you going to do? I pray once a day, every day. But I can't say what I'm praying for. I can't say I'm praying. I can't talk about angels. I can't talk about Jesus. I just can't talk. Can't talk. Can't talk about my creator. Can't talk about nothing. But I'm in here and everyone knows it. I can't say a word about this compound. Oh, I wish I could. It's been really rough. I'm older now. I've been in here for 6 years. It comes and goes. About once a year I go through that here. How I'm literally aging in here. It's a prison, I know. I think really strong about Mandela. And then I think guilty thoughts. Because when Mandela was imprisoned, I was 16, running around, listening to Nirvana, riding my bicycle. I was by myself. I didn't have parental guardianship. I didn't have really a sibling. I didn't know if I could just tell someone facts on legal paper. I literally was solo running around. So I didn't have a lot of influence people to tell me about Mandela, to tell me about the apartheid in South Africa. I remember the propaganda, not bad, but media, just basic media propaganda by definition in itself. No connotation to that. No, it's just plain and simple. You see the image, okay? South Africa, Mandela. I remember these media symbols, and I remember how it was bad. But what I do remember at the same time as when Mandela was imprisoned, and this was part of culture, the South Africa flag, the South Africa, you wear the wristbands. I had one of those. I was a supporter of Mandela to the best I could comprehend at 16, riding my bicycle around listening to Nirvana. Playing guitar too. I mean, this was my world. I'm saying I wasn't in the armed forces at 16, 17, 18. I wasn't going on covert missions, which they do by 21 years old. I was not making history at 25. There's a reason why I am who I am. There's a reason why these agents are who they are. The reasons are self-explanatory. Now everybody needs to be making history at 25, okay? All right, so, but what I do remember at age 16 was my hatred of Bill Clinton. And honestly, I've never felt any other way. So I can say, yeah, I do hate Bill Clinton. No, I've never resolved that or found forgiveness towards Bill Clinton. Maybe in life someday I will. Probably once he gets what he deserves, it'll help the healing process. Why is that? Because of the day, I remember it was in the paper, when he refused any help in Rwanda with the genocide. And after that, I remember in the paper, I was aware of current events very much. I did this on my own. Let's explain how I was aware of current events another time. Let's just get to the point. I was very aware of current events. And I saw in the paper how there was body parts clogging up rivers, and the genocide in Rwanda had gone to prolific extreme until it went to a tipping point in the UN, and then other nations came in. Why did Bill Clinton do that and do it so publicly? Because he was working hand in hand with Jack and Jill with Muslim terrorists. The day Bill Clinton came into the White House was the end of things in the United States that anyone who's old enough can remember, such as communist punk rock bookstores. The United States used to have independent left-wing bookstores that were truly left-wing, not a gimmick, where they literally commercialized it, advertised themselves as that, and really don't sell any literature. They might have a handful of serious anarchist, anti-fascist, communist literature. Those went bye-bye. What else went bye-bye? Independent record labels. Bye-bye. What else went bye-bye? Small venues like, here's a really good example, CBGBs, gone. They attacked counterculture. They attacked, literally, it was an op. Any subgroups in countercultures. They attacked art. They started killing culture. It went from the micro to the macro when it came to liberalism and art. Right? America, the liberalism was under attack, and it became illiberalism, but you didn't know it. You could just see these things just disappearing. You can see with X-Files. It's a really good one. Exactly the time Bill Clinton took power, within a year, X-Files got so violent. All your TV did. Anything coming out of the Arabic organized crime in Los Angeles became not once, not twice, but 3 times more violent. Like within a matter of 14 months. Everything produced was so violent. It was absurd. And it only got worse and worse and worse. Where now the violence is just a practical joke that they're actually producing that and putting that onto your public. It's intent, and there's no defending that. You know you're intentionally doing that. So who was watching this kind of crap? Foreign countries. Foreign countries like communist China. Watching this whole time. Another white man, they knew he was with all these white supremacists. When he denied any help with Rwanda, in the political world with people who are actually respectable, they don't do deals with terrorists, but they respectable if they have like 3 different degrees, not just one, but maybe 2 freaking masters and stuff. Okay, they worked for it. They're respectable people, highly intelligent, and you do want them running your government. If you're smart, you do. They know what they're doing. Respect some people, please. That's what I really want the young people to learn from me. There are people that you should respect. You don't have to be afraid of them. They're smart. They're nice. They love their kids. They love their wives. They love their husbands. They're highly intelligent, and they devoted their lives to educating themselves beyond what most people need to educate themselves. Most people don't need 2 and 3 master's degrees, but they did it to devote themselves to public service and to government. And there are some people who are very, very, very special that way, and you should be polite and respect them. And yeah, vote if you have a democracy, which democracy is going bye-bye, so the voting is kind of out the window. But just so you understand my point and you can familiarize it. By the way, my ear is plugged here. I'll always have an ear plugged here. But just so you can understand and familiarize what I mean, you vote that person in. You trust them. Now with the United States, since Bill Clinton, you can't. No, it got worse and worse and worse with the Jewish mob, the Arabic mob, all the mobsters, the drug dealers, the cartel. That's something you started to see on your media. These type of psychopathic people became the Sopranos, a father figure. He's a good guy. He's just a complete psychopath. And that scene where they kill that female in the woods, that's okay because she was talking to the cops. They had to brutally kill her and slaughter her, cut her to pieces in the woods. And that shit was on your HBO. But he's a good guy. Tony Soprano is my king, my idol. I want to be like Tony Soprano. Why is that? Because he's on your fucking TV in America. And you know you went too far here, man. All right, but it started, that's why I hate Bill Clinton. Because when Bill Clinton came along, all those communist punks, all those anarchist punks, everything they said since I was 12 and 13 years old, going to all ages shows. Everything they said started to happen. The bookstores, the venues, the independent record labels, everything, CBGBs, all over the country, any place like that, gone, 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 gone. And then all this gentrification started up. All this big money, all this construction, all this real estate, all this endless hell started up. What did you get? It was in your papers, endless gentrification. What did you get? A lot of stuff and things. I can't get into it with an ear plugged. What did you get? The final result, you got this. Bill Clinton still listening to me talk as I'm trapped in a terror cell that his wife has her name behind. What did you get? A whole bunch of Saudi Arabian terrorists by the year 2025 that refuse to stop attacking my country, that think they've taken over the Pentagon. What do you get? You get the metropolis of New York City nuked. The United States got themselves nuked. And Bill Clinton should have just helped the Rwandans and not made his white supremacist stance globally to respectable politicians that said, oh my God, the man's a red, flaming, flagrant Nazi. He's refusing adamantly to send any help to Rwanda. What that said globally was, oh my God, they're so racist in the United States. They are letting body parts clog rivers. And it was all over the papers. Why isn't he helping? Why? Why? People were horrified en masse. Thousands and millions of people in the United States were horrified, and so was I. And my hatred towards Bill Clinton has never been resolved. Enjoy your nuke in New York.